Hello, everyone. Our presentation is on workers' compensation. We are given a scenario to go over the process of filing for workers' compensation with. And it is specifically that you work at a BYU Idaho bookstore and hurt your back while you're lifting some heavy things and end up getting hurt. It's suggested that you receive physical therapy, but that's expensive. So where do you go to file this complaint? Would it cover your injury? Kind of the process going along with that. So who would you contact and where would you go to apply? Kristen specifically covered in the state of Wyoming and where you would go there. And you can either do that online or mail it into the Department of Workforce Services. In Idaho, I specifically covered BYU Idaho, and employees are given directions on how to do this when they are hired at BYU Idaho. So where would you start? In Wyoming, Kristen visited their local workforce center and asked a bunch of questions and was given answers on those. BYU Idaho, to begin, you were once again given notice, and you are given a form to fill out in which you would include information about the injury, the date, when it happened, and you would immediately give that to your employer. And also, a copy would go to the Virginia Workers' Compensation Corporation, which is the company that covers workforce comp through BYU Idaho. So what are the qualifications for workers' comp? First, you have to establish a claim, and this can be done at a doctor's office or the workforce center. Only certain places are contracted through companies. So if the place that you work for is not covered, you'd be required to submit this claim yourself, which would be a longer process. Again, qualifications continued. The injury that you sustain has to be directly related to the injury that you sustained at work, and you have to receive treatment that is reasonable. If you get a paper cut, you can't go in and have physical therapy for 8 months. So the treatment that you receive has to be directly related. You also have to receive a one-time medical test to rule out if a treatment is related to the work injury. So what are the difficulties and successes of this? When speaking with both the workforce center and the doctor's office, they said it would be difficult to establish a case if the company you're contracted with and working with does not have somewhere for you specifically to go, which would mean you'd have to do the process on your own. They did say that it is quite a process to get these things filed, but that in the end it is worth it because you will be compensated. So the advice we would give to you is to file immediately and get that process going. I know that in certain companies, if the complaint is not filed within a certain period of time, then they will not cover that injury. How does this apply to us as healthcare executives? As executives, we will be over a certain number of employees, and of course there will be accidents occurring in the workforce frequently. In this instance, it's important for us to understand the process that they will be going through to file these complaints, and it's also important for us as employees to know where to go to file these complaints as well. Here's a few discussion questions to go over. You can use to answer the questions, and we will continue to modify with these questions and answer your questions as well.